Welcome to Hands-on Magic. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what energy might be and how energy manipulation works. First off, let's talk about some of the theories about what energy is. The more traditional viewpoint of energy is viewing it as a life force. Many cultures around the world view energy in this way, especially the Asian cultures, which is where a lot of our energy manipulation techniques come from. Specifically, the practice of Qigong, which in Chinese literally means energy work, has heavily influenced our modern view of energy. And traditionally, a lot of these cultures also viewed life force as not just pertaining to what we would consider living things, but often inanimate objects as well, like stones or rivers. Now, for modern interpretations of energy, it relies heavily on some scientific theories like string theory or quantum mechanics. Now, I will be doing a video on New Age bad science because it is a pet peeve of mine, but for this, I'm going to just cover two of the popular but not entirely true explanations of energy. In string theory, it is believed that matter in its most basic form is vibrating strings of energy. And a lot of the New Age community believes that the energy that we are manipulating are those strings of energy. Now, to some extent that might be the case, but if we were manipulating those vibrating strings of energy in any significant way, it would change the matter into something else, meaning it would work more like transmutation, like changing lead into gold. The other common modern theory for what energy might be is manipulating the quantum fluctuations that happen in energy and matter. Now, this one is a lot more plausible, and a good argument can be made for it being a basis for magical effects. What I mean by this is when we do spells, it's possible that we are manipulating the quantum probability of all the billions of different interactions that lead to a specific goal. But that in and of itself is not enough to explain energy. For instance, the physical sensations that we get when manipulating energy wouldn't really fall into this category of probability manipulation. Now that we've covered what energy is, let's talk for a little bit about how we manipulate energy. The way we work with energy revolves around a form follows thought mentality, meaning that energy follows our intent. So when we do spell work, we are sending that energy towards that goal to help bring it about as a form of soft or unconscious energy manipulation. When we get into direct energy manipulation, we are actually consciously feeling and manipulating that energy instead of letting our subconscious direct it. The way that we do this is through visualization and sensory recall. Now, I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with what visualization is, but sensory recall is something that's not often talked about, and it is simply remembering a sensation and focusing on it strong enough to where you can feel, to some extent, that sensation again. The other thing that we have to keep in mind when working with energy is that these sensations that we get are basically our minds interpreting energy. So sometimes the way that one person might feel energy will be different than the way that another person would feel the same energy, simply because their brains are wired differently and associate these things based on their own personal histories and experience. For example, I might feel the energy of a stone to be cold and tingly, and you might feel the energy of that same stone to be warm and soft, which can at times make energy manipulation a tricky subject to teach, and why it's important for us to build up our own personal libraries of what the different types of energy feel like, so that we have that memory of that energy to use at a later date. Well, that concludes our discussion on the theories of energy manipulation. And for today's video, I'd actually like to leave you with a question. What do you believe energy is? And if you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe to help support more content like this. And as always, have a great day.